Maisie, are you there? We have to have a serious talk right now. I've had just about enough of this. Did you really eat my food out of the fridge? I made that food for me to eat and put the leftovers in the fridge to be my meal when I got home. Now I have nothing to eat.
Oh, hey there, Cheryl. Nice to hear from you too. If you really must know, Barry told me that it was if I ate that stuff. So I don't get why you think it's okay to be coming at me like this when it isn't even my fault. If you're really going to be so upset over this, maybe next time you should make enough food to feed the whole house. Have you ever thought of that?
And just what makes you think that I should have to cook your food as well as my own? Aren't you capable of cooking your own?
Did you seriously just say that to me? Are you being serious right now?
You know, I was okay with it happening if it was a couple times a month. I can let things like that slide. But you've been stealing my food out of the fridge almost every day now. I buy all of the ingredients myself, and now I've been paying for 2 or 3 people's worth of food just to have enough for myself. If you really want to eat my cooking, then the least you can do is help pay for it.
Wow, I really just can't believe you right now. Are you seriously trying to extort your husband's little sister for money with this shtick?
Look, I remember that you once told me that you worked freelance and only ever took home about $1,500 a month. It isn't like I can't understand why you would want someone to pay for your food.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just figured that since we're sisters-in-law now that you would want to make sure that I was always taken care of. I mean, my brother is letting you live in his house after all. It really is the least you could do. But honestly, to try and steal from your own sister-in-law like you're doing now, well, I guess I just never thought you were that kind of person.
Are you seriously bringing this nonsense up again? You know that this isn't how things really are.
Well then, why don't you tell me how things really are then, huh?
The house that we're all living in belongs to my parents. How many times are you going to make me repeat myself?
Well, that might be true, but my brother is the one who earns all the money at home, right? So basically, if it weren't for him and his income, we wouldn't be able to live here, right? So the way I see it, the house really belongs to my brother.
You do know that I also have a job, don't you? I mean, you do realize that we both do leave the house every day to go to work where we have to earn our own income, right?
Right, but the main earner for the house is actually my brother, right? I mean, he earns more than the rest of us.
But the fact is that the house is my parents' house. It's my childhood house. You do understand that, right?
Cheryl. Don't you ever get tired of having the same conversation over and over again? I mean, can you really not see how selfish you're being? I'm going to show all these messages to Barry and make him set you straight. You're going to regret going up against me.
Cheryl, what is the matter with you? I just finished talking with Maisie and she told me all about the horrible things that you were saying to her. I thought I told you that you need to quit fighting with her. I think the least you can do to make up with her is to cook her dinner tonight. Honestly, how can you be so selfish and cruel to someone like Maisie?
All right then, Barry. I can do that if you pay me for the food that Maisie is going to eat.
Excuse me? You can't be serious about that, right? I know that you didn't seriously just suggest that to me. Do you even hear yourself right now? Honestly, sometimes dealing with you can be so difficult.
You probably already know this, but Maisie actually puts a lot of stock into you around here, even though it's my house. She seems to think that you have the run of things because you earn the most money. And yet, despite earning all that money, why aren't you doing more to pick up your sister's expenses if you pity her for having them so much?
Oh, what? This again? I don't think we really need to open this can of worms again.
Listen to me. Maisie used to only come over a few times a month, and I had no problem with it. But now she's here almost every day and is driving me up the wall. This house belongs to me, and I would just like a bit more privacy while here.
I see. So basically what you're saying is that you're going to try and go against me, the real breadwinner of the house?
Wait, what? What are you talking about right now? Please tell me that you didn't actually just say that. Do you even realize how ridiculous you're being right now?
That's right. I finally get what you've been trying to say this whole time. And if that's how you're going to be, then I will always take Maisie's side over you.
You can't be serious about this right now, right?
No, of course I'm serious. I'm the older brother, and it's my job to watch over my little sister. She's my family, and it's my duty to take care of her. You're the one in the wrong here.
And just what are you going to do about it, huh? Kick me out of my house?
Well, I have no other choice. I mean, if you're going to treat my little sister that way, then you have to be punished somehow, don't you think?
Hey, why don't we all calm down here for a moment and think really hard about this? Are you really sure there isn't something important that you're forgetting right now?
Don't try and come at me with your usual threats. They aren't going to work on me this time. Maisie and I are going to stay at my parents' tonight, but tomorrow we're both coming home, got it? You have until then to move out of the house with all of your belongings in tow, or else I am divorcing you.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess I could always try and go to stay with some friends or something then.
I don't care where you go, just get out of this house already.
All right already. I understand it. Well, goodbye then.
Just stop texting me and leave already. If you can text, then you can pack. We want you out of this house right now. Hey, Cheryl, are you there? I'd really like to talk if you have a second. I feel we haven't talked since you left the house. I'm wondering if enough time has passed for you to think about what you did wrong. I just want you to know that if you're ready to apologize, then we can let you back in. But until then, you aren't allowed to come back home, okay? I mean, honestly, what is the point of keeping up all this fighting? For pride? That's silly. Just come back home and apologize to Maisie and I, and we can put all this behind us. Don't you see that?
Cheryl, are you there? Please stop this already. I mean, just how long do you think you can keep this up? All you have to do is come back home, say that you're sorry, and then my brother will forgive you for everything. Don't you want to come home? Don't you want to save your marriage? You can do all that, I promise. You just have to come to us and say that you're sorry for everything. Okay, seriously, Cheryl, what is going on here? Why are we having these heavy boxes being sent to the house right now? What is the meaning of this? Barry's gone to work, and I can't seem to get a hold of him. I need answers now. Do you understand me? Get back to me when you see these messages. Cheryl, are you there or not? This strange old couple showed up at the house and they wouldn't leave until I beat them up and threw them off the property. I told them that the house belonged to my older brother, but they just didn't seem to believe me. They told me that they left the house to their daughter and didn't know how I was.
Maisie, are you serious? Have you seriously not figured out what's going on here yet?
Cheryl, you finally answered me. I want answers, and I want them now! Who were those old people? Are they friends of yours or something? Did you send them here to try and kick us out of the house? How could you be so cruel?
Do you really think those two old people are just complete strangers, totally unrelated to this situation? That was actually the second time ever that you've met those people.
Well then, who are they? I seriously have no idea who those old people were supposed to be.
They were my parents! Duh!
Wait, those two people were your parents?
That's right. My parents moved away to another state about 5 years ago because my dad got a transfer in his job. He just finished his stint away, and the two of them are finally coming back to their home. All those boxes that are showing up are full of their belongings.
No, you can't be serious about this. I mean, it's not their house. It belongs to my brother.
Maisie, you know that we've gone over this again and again and again. I told you that the house belongs to my parents.
But, so, you were being honest about all that?
Of course I was. And just because you tricked yourself into seeing it some other way doesn't change the facts on the ground. Did you seriously think I was lying about any of what I said?
So then, whose name is it on the deed to the house then? Yours or your parents'?
If you really want to know, my dad is written down as the owner of the house. I was taking care of the house while being allowed to stay in it while the two of them were away for work. That was just before Barry and I got married, and I invited him to move in with me and live together. Now, do you realize that you've been officially kicked out of that house?
I guess so. I suppose it would be weird for me to keep staying here if your parents were going to be living here.
Good. I'm glad we have this settled then. Now, why don't you run off back to your house already?
Hold on a second. What if my brother just buys the house from your parents? What do you think about that?
You're not serious about that, are you? You want him to buy the house.
Of course I'm serious. I mean, just think about it. If Barry buys the house, then nothing has to change at all.
Yeah, I really don't think that is going to work out well for you at all.
Why not? It's the perfect plan. I mean, Barry works for a huge company. Surely he earns enough to buy any house that he wants.
So I guess you really had no clue about any of the truth after all, huh?
The truth? What do you mean by that? What are you talking about?
This is going to be tough coming from me, but Barry only takes home about $1,700 a month.
Hold on a second. What did you just say? My older brother only earns $1,700 a month?
Well, even though Barry and I work at different companies, we're both about the same position in our respective jobs, and I make double what he makes.
Wait a second. You earn twice as much as Barry makes?
That's right. Although I guess I should make a connection. We're of similar rank in the company, but Barry is a temp, and I'm not.
Wait, what? Why am I just hearing about all this for the first time? What is going on here?
It was about a year after Barry and I got married. He made a huge mistake that ended up costing him his job, and he has always had trouble finding new work after that. He had actually stopped looking for some time before I told him that he needed to do something, so he went to work for a temp agency. Ever since then, he's been doing the same thing.
Seriously, I had no idea about any of this. I mean, is my brother really just a temp?
You can choose to believe me or not. It really doesn't affect the reality of the situation either way. But you should know that I've been paying for all of the utilities, food, and everything else that we've all been using at this house. That is why I have a problem with you spending more and more time here and suggesting that I pay for everything that you need as well.
I don't believe this. This is all too much to take in at once.
Well, anyways, I say all of this to explain to you why your brother won't be able to just buy this house like it's nothing.
So he's just another bum? Earning nothing?
I'm glad that you finally understand the situation. Now please, pack up your things and leave my house already. I can make sure to send some of your boxes to your address. The sooner you leave, the better.
But my parents are going to be so mad at me if I go back. Please don't make me go back there. You have no idea how strict they've always been. But if they found out some of the things I was saying to you or doing, then I don't know what they'll do to me.
Don't worry. I actually already called ahead to your parents, explained to them everything, and asked them not to be too mad at you.
So, you talked to my parents about all this already? They know about everything already? Oh no, this is really bad. What am I gonna do? I'll be in huge trouble back home.
That's right, I did. I imagine that they will be somewhat mad, but I don't think either of us can really blame them for that, right?
I suppose you're right, but I'm really scared.
That's okay. You just go on home now, okay?
I'm so sorry for everything I did and said before, Cheryl.
Cheryl, are you there? This is really serious. You had better get back to me. I had completely forgotten that your parents were getting back here today. Why didn't you ever remind me that they were coming today? I just got back from work and I saw the two of them there waiting for me. They looked so pissed. When I walked up to them to greet them, they both just started yelling at me, launching into this tirade about all the things wrong that I've done. Not only that, but I heard that you told Maisie about my job? Why would you do that? You've completely ruined the image that she has of me. Now my only sister hates me, and it's all your fault. Even my parents don't want me to live at their place anymore. What am I supposed to do? You have to help me.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We're getting a divorce.
Wait, what? You can't be serious, right? You really want to end things with me? I don't even understand what I did that was wrong. Please don't do this to me.
Of course I am. I am very serious.
But then I'll have nothing, no one. What am I supposed to do without you? Please don't do this to me. I need your help. Cheryl, please, come back. You can't leave me.
Without anywhere else to go, Barry had no choice but to try going to his parents' house one more time. Barry's parents have always really liked me. And when he went back, they were still furious with him for what he did to me. They also had no idea he was working for a temp agency. After our divorce, he found a new job at a famously strict company. Although even after starting work there, he never regained the confidence of his little sister. I heard that he didn't even last long at the company, and was eventually forced to go back to his parents for a second time. Maisie, now totally disillusioned with her older brother, decided to enroll in a beauty class and studied until she found a job at a salon and raised enough money to move out and live on her own, away from the rest of her family.